partnership between our countries, between India and the United States, is simply one of the most consequential in the world. It's vital to addressing virtually every global challenge that our people face.
Close ally relationship over many decades. We've never had any difficult issues.
Despite recent rapid geopolitical upheavals, India has stayed steadfast in its commitment to the principle of people before power. At a time when many forecast an increasingly bipolar world, and when primetime television is devoted to the possibility of a Cold War, India has reaffirmed its support for the dialogue and diplomacy approach. Let's explore how the Brand India approach is proving most effective during these uncertain and trying times. From Russia to the West, from landlocked European countries to the Horn of Africa, from the Gulf region to island nations in Asia, India has remained committed to placing the needs of its citizens above any type of allegiance to a specific nation or group, even in the face of mounting global pressure to choose sides. India's purchase of Russian oil at competitive rates in the past few weeks, especially after global crude oil prices soared in the backdrop of disrupted supply chains, is a clear example of how India prioritizes its people's needs above all else. Energy prices in India have remained relatively steady, despite the global economic crisis, because of such actions. India has continued to stress its stance of peace and dialogue to end hostilities that have divided the world. In fact, India has not only maintained its relationships with both the West and Russia, but these relationships have been consistently improving as well. Recent statements from both the United States and Russia are clear evidence of India's strong and secure relationships with the two countries.
Partnership between our countries, between India and the United States, is simply one of the most consequential in the world. It's vital to addressing virtually every global challenge that our people face, whether it's health security, climate change, food security, upholding a free and open international order, to name just a few. Over the past years, we have made real progress in elevating that partnership bilaterally.
It has been underpinned by a very close ally relationship over many decades. We've never had any difficult issues. We've always supported each other. And that is happening right now, and I'm sure this will be the case in the future as well.
While India has grown to be one of the major forces in world diplomacy and commerce, it has never sought to use its power to gain an unfair advantage. India has been cautious to follow local laws and avoid abusing its position, even in the smallest of the countries where it has invested. Apart from defending its sovereignty, India has never used any form of force to achieve its objectives and goals. India's centuries-old principle of ahimsa, or non-violence, continues to guide its foreign policy even today. Smaller countries recently hailed India for its unwavering assistance even during their most trying times. Some have even said that it has been India's continuous support that has helped their people to survive during the COVID crisis. At the United Nations, Mexico proposed to create a panel to broker peace between Russia and the Ukraine, and suggested that Prime Minister Modi be included on the panel. Observers have noted that Prime Minister Modi's proposed inclusion was primarily motivated by India's long-standing approach of people before power and dialogue and diplomacy. India's primary objective is on improving its economy and standard of living of its own people, who comprise 1/6 of the global population. Trade agreements and health and climate issues have dominated nearly all of India's discussions with other countries and groupings. And as India prepares to tackle the G20 presidency later this year, observers predict that these topics will continue to be at the forefront of India's agenda. India's consistent diplomatic position has also motivated other countries to toe New Delhi's line and adopt similar approaches. Respect for India around the world continues to grow as India maintains its policy of friendship to all, malice to none, and support for humanity. Talent, innovation, and creativity. Be it directing, videography, or acting, these villagers in India's Chhattisgarh state have become internet sensations by creating content for YouTube. Tulsi Village's flagship YouTube channel, Being Chhattisgarhia, now boasts nearly 116,000 subscribers and more than 200 videos and counting. The interest among villagers grew during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020, which put many blue-collar workers out of jobs and which restricted movement. Now, hundreds of residents in this village are involved in the channel, from on-screen performances to post-production work. The villagers upload roughly 2 to 3 fresh videos every month, which earns roughly $485 USD a month from YouTube.
ऐसा है कि हमारे गांव की आबादी लगभग 3000 के आसपास है और हमारे यहाँ 1000 लोग हमारे YouTube में सहयोग करते हैं किसी न किसी रूप में। कई लोग एक्टिंग करते हैं, कोई वीडियो बनाता है खुद, कई लोग के चैनल खुद के हैं। तो ऐसा करके 1000 के आसपास जो हमारे गांव की आबादी है वो YouTube में इन्वॉल्व है।
India's creator economy is booming and is showing no signs of slowing down. Local creators on YouTube contribute an estimated 826 million USD a year to the country's GDP and have generated 700,000 jobs, according to a top YouTube executive. Be it food, travel, health, entertainment, or education, content is being created on many different themes and in diverse languages as new content creators join the digital platform.
It is an open platform. You and I, if we have a creative idea, something to share with the world, we can start a channel on YouTube today and begin sharing it throughout the country, but also throughout the world. And it is a place that doesn't have gatekeepers. It doesn't have curators. It doesn't have somebody saying, you look a certain way. You don't look the right way. You don't speak the right language. You don't come from the right, background or what have you. None of that exists on YouTube. And so that inherently, that openness of platform, I think creates opportunities for incredible diversity in our platform.
Meet Yatinder Singh, a fitness legend, entrepreneur, and bodybuilder from India. Yatinder, who has won more than 20 championships, including Mr. World 2015, produces YouTube fitness videos for beginners, intermediates, and experts. With approximately 4.17 million YouTube subscribers, Yatinder Singh's channel offers motivational, lifestyle, and self-promotional videos.
मुझे फिटनेस का शौक था तो फिटनेस के अराउंड ही कंटेंट बनाना शुरू किया बट स्टार्टिंग इज़ टू कि पहले मैं पैशनेट हूँ अबाउट फिटनेस उस तरह का कंटेंट बनाना चाहता हूँ बट यस व्यूज़ आने चाहिए सब्सक्राइबर होने चाहिए देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हो जाती है.
India's creator economy is thriving thanks to the country's growing internet penetration. According to Statista, in 2020, India had over 749 million internet users across the country. This figure is projected to grow to over 1.5 billion users by 2040. With the recent launch of the 5G network in the country, digital content will be accessible to people in even the most remote areas and will allow for increased contribution across the country. Some of the most vibrant digital content will now be produced by ordinary Indians. India is on the cusp of a major user-first digital revolution.